much. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching my second video. If you are new here, please do subscribe, or if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much. Or if you're just still deciding whether you should subscribe or not, and if you're only watching my videos for the first time, welcome, and please do subscribe if you haven't. And if you are new here, just know that you haven't really missed much, because this is only my second YouTube video, and if you haven't watched my first one, then please do go check it out. So, as you may have already seen from the title or description of this video, in today's video I will be doing a kind of a life update from when I matriculated to where I am in my life at the moment, and also to where I'm going, all my goals and everything, what I do for a living, school, studies, you know, all of that. So yeah, that's what we are going to be talking about, or what I am going to be talking about in today's video. Okay, so let's just get started already. Okay, so basically I matriculated in 2016. And then from there, obviously, I went to varsity in 2017. Was my first year of varsity, and I was doing accounting, so I went for BCom accounting. I went to Pearson Institute. That was before they changed their name to, I don't know what their new name is, but yeah. 2017 was obviously my first year in varsity, and why I went for accounting is literally because when I did my research, obviously what was in my mind was money, because at the end of the day, even if you are passionate about something, you still want to make money out of it, because what's the point of being passionate about something and then the next thing, it doesn't really get you anywhere? So let me tell you guys what I googled. I went on Google and I googled top paying jobs or top paying courses, or top paying what in South Africa, and obviously accountancy was like one of the top ones, and I was like, I'm definitely doing this, because I mean, I did accounting in high school anyway. I didn't like it as much, but I did well in it. So in grade 9 is when they start teaching you accounting, I think, or school. Yeah, I think they started teaching us accounting in grade 9. But like obviously the basics, your CRJs, your CPJs, your debits, your credits, so they don't really go in depth when it comes to accounting. So I didn't really like accounting in grade 9. But then when we started, when it was time for us to pick subjects that you want to do from grade 10 to grade 12, of course, that was when I decided to just, you know, go for accounting, and then maybe I'll just like it, because I didn't like everything else. I didn't like tourism, you know, about my history and all of that. And I just wanted something that was going to challenge me, because I felt like I was going to be bored for some reason. I don't know, because I was always bored in my social science class and that. So then I was just like, okay, first of all, we have a different teacher now. Like, we are going to have a different teacher for grade 10 for accounting, so maybe let me just give it a chance. Then I did, and I did pretty well, actually. Like, I did pretty well, you know. And I don't know about other schools, but the high school that I went to, it was a different combinations of subjects, and it was my combination was quite weird, because it was life science, physics, accounting, and all of those. So it was basically commerce mixed with sciences. So that was what it was. But at the same time, it gave you an opportunity to, you know, it gave you an option. You see, if you wanted to go for the science side, you could do that, or if you would decide to go for commerce side, you could also do that as well. So okay, let's just fast forward. I matriculated in 2016, did well in accounting, went to varsity, you know. And the thing is, the university that I went to is not the university that I initially wanted to go to. But this is what happened. So I don't know if I applied late or whatnot. I didn't know the application dates and everything. So I just applied. I think I applied late, you know. So I applied to VIT, I applied to UJ, I think I also applied to UCT. I didn't really want to go to UCT because I didn't want to be that far away from my parents. So I applied UJ, VIT, you know. I didn't apply to any private institution, obviously, because I was like, first of all, these things are expensive. I don't want to let my parents go do that. So I applied to all the publics. And then obviously VIT did not accept me. VIT has never accepted me, but guys, I don't know how many times I applied to VIT for different things, because since I had, you know, I also did well in physics, so I decided, okay, maybe I could just go for civil engineering, you know, as my second option or something. So I applied for accounting in all these different institutions that I applied to. Accounting was my first option, like my first choice. And then my second choice was civil engineering, because I was like, okay, you know, after doing a little research, it was also in demand at the time. I don't know if it still is, but it was in demand at the time, and there were not a lot of female civil engineers. Okay, fast forward, Wits didn't accept me. Something that has to do with space. They said that yeah, it was full, don't any. But Wits is just Wits, because they've never accepted me. Even when I applied early for this other thing, they just never accepted me. So then UJ, same story, bruh. The course that you applied for, yeah, it's full now, and yeah, there's no space for you. Maybe you can try applying the next year. So here's what I'm thinking: let me just take a gap year and just see where that gets. I obviously didn't do that, because one thing about me is that even after a lot of people had like advised me to just take a gap year, I still felt like I would be wasting that year in a way, because I don't even know what I was going to be doing in that year. I didn't have any job experience at the time. I literally just got my matric certificate. What am I going to do? Like, how am I going to find a job? You know, a matric certificate is not enough for you to just go out there and be looking for a job. So I was like, okay, I spoke to my parents about it, and then they advised me to just, you know, my dad was like, okay, just apply to a private institution, and then we'll see how, you know, how we do. Apply for what you want to do. And obviously I was stressed at the time, because I know how expensive private institutions can be, guys. My private universities are very, very expensive. I don't know how some people apply there by choice, but anyway, that's fine. Okay, sure. Fast forward. So I applied to Pearson Institute, which is a private university. Okay, applied there for obviously become accounting, and then they're like, yeah, your marks, everything is fine. You know, when you apply to a private institute, they just take you, literally, they just about the money. They just, most of them, I don't know, but I think that most of them are about the money. They don't really consider your marks. Marapela now, you don't go there like it's easy. You actually can still, because they'll let you do this foundation program here, and don't. Anyways, went to Pearson, first year, got accepted, become accounting. You know, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know anyone here, because all my friends, or most of my friends from high school, are either just taking gap years, or just went to different universities. So I'm like, I'm new here, I don't know anybody here, but I'm doing this. Okay, so yeah, that was it. 2017 first year, you know, got accustomed to everything. Second year, 2018, and in 2019 was my final year, and become accounting, did very well. Got my degree. 2020 graduated. 2020 was last year, so 2020 I graduated, become accounting degree, you know, when a lot of people will tell you, once you've graduated, you kind of have like your life in order in a way. Everything will start going well for you, because now you have your degree. Guys, that is not true. That is not true. A degree is just not enough, because I always thought that, okay, you know, after matric, I was like, okay, a matric certificate is not enough. Then I went to do my degree, got my degree, and now a degree was not enough, because even when you do apply for jobs and you tell them you have a degree, okay, everyone else who's applied has a degree as well. So literally everyone else who's applied has a degree too. So what else do you have? Like, what else do you have to offer? You understand? But I mean, if you are lucky, you can actually do get a good job after just your degree, or even your matric certificate or whatever. But you know, if you really want a great job, you just want to push as much as you can, as hard as you can, to just get to where you really want to. Okay, so 2020 graduated virtually, but it's fine. Asikolapo graduated virtually, and then at the end of 2020, I mean, it's literally towards exam time, and you're starting to think about what you're going to do in 2021. So my friends and I were actually very like stressed also about what you're going to do in 2021. No, there's a part that I missed. It's very weird that I missed this part. There's a part that I missed. 2020, after my last year was 2019. So 2020, I had to go do my BCTA, because you know, if you want to go the CA stream, Now, if you want to become a chartered accountant, you don't just get your degree and then that's just it. Because now I'm just like, okay, now I have my degree, now I can become a qualified accountant. You know, this is how it goes, but it is not how it goes. I had to apply to UJ again to do BCTA because apparently just having a degree from a private university and wanting to take the CA stream or wanting to become a chartered accountant with only your private university degree is just not enough. You have to do this bridging course where you bridge towards your CA stream. So you don't go straight into CTA, which is your certificate of theory in accounting. You have to bridge towards it because you're coming from a private university. So basically your degree is not SAICA accredited, right? And in order for you to become a qualified CASA, your degree has to be SAICA accredited. So I applied for the bridging course at the University of Johannesburg, got accepted for that. 2020 was a lot. COVID hit, and yeah, you know, guys, it's very hard to study. It was very hard to study. I went out a lot last year. I'm not gonna lie, I went out a lot last year. You know, my Mohlale Josie, that's where life is. Partied a lot. I didn't forget about school though. I still studied, but not as much as I would have, you know, if I had been a good child. Anyways, that's the Kolapo. 2020 didn't go as well for me academically, obviously. So, when you went to BCTA, you have like 4 modules that you're doing. So you're doing your accounting, auditing, you're doing taxation, as well as financial management. So I think I only passed 2 of those modules, and there's 2 that I obviously failed. And then, so this year in 2021, I am actually repeating those 2 modules that I failed last year, tax and financial management. And if all goes well, then next year I'll be able to do my CTA finally. Okay, sure. So yeah, that was literally from 2017 to 2020. But in the middle of my varsity life, I did have like part-time jobs. I remember I worked for Mall of Africa, Mr. Price as a Mall of Africa. It must between 2018 and 2019. It was a December holiday, so I didn't go home for December holidays. So I decided, let me find a job because everyone is now like, everyone has went home, and I didn't want to just go home without any pocket money for myself to buy myself stuff. Not that my parents didn't give me money. My parents did give me money, but I just wanted to have like money. Extra money, man, pocket money, you understand? Money is never enough, guys. Money is just never enough. I got the job, go Mr. Price, ne? This is how I got the job, ne? So, let me tell you one thing, guys. One thing that has never worked for me, I don't know, but one thing that has never worked for me is like applying for jobs online. I don't know if it works for some people, good for them, lucky you guys, but it has never worked for me. I've always had to literally go to the place, apply for the job, or just, yeah, literally I had to go to the place, apply for the job, meet the people, you know, and then that's how I got the job for Mr. Price. I just had my sister help me out with my CV, and then just make sure that my CV is looking as it should, because, you know, CV has to be updated every time you, I think I update my CV like every year. I update my CV every year. So I asked my sister to help me update my CV. Okay, sharp, my updates are very late. Told my parents because I won't be coming home this December. You know, I might not be coming home this December because I'm thinking of getting a job and just making pocket money. And they were actually very proud. But it's fine. Like, you know, you need the experience. Don't own it. You haven't worked before. So sharp, got the job. Went to Mr. Price at the Mall of Africa. Literally, it was just on a random day. And it was actually my friends and I went to Mr. Price. And we went to different stores. Like, I remember I went to Sports Scene as well. I remember going to, it was Sports Scene that I applied to, Mr. Price, Spids, I think, and just a lot of other different stores. And then obviously Mr. Price seemed, I don't want to say desperate, but they seemed quite desperate for casuals and just people that are going to help them in, you know, December. It gets very hectic in December, like festive season is the worst, I think, for retail. So sharp, we were like, hi, you have your CV already with you, let's just let you meet the manager, you know, this is how things work around here. And they made me do this short test thing where back test can you actually calculate like amounts to give the customer the correct change and stuff like that. So it wasn't anything deep at the time. So I did get the job, got me surprised, worked, I think it was the entire December. I went back home in January. But that was when I was still in varsity. That's like one of the parts that I missed. Okay, so where I am right now in my life is I am currently working. So after I graduated, after I graduated and did my BCTA and didn't do well in my BCTA, I decided, okay, since there's only 2 modules that are left to do, I might as well just find a job, you know, because 2 modules shouldn't really be a lot, you know. It's not like doing like all 4 modules and stuff. So in 2021, which is this year, I applied for these 2 modules that I left, and yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just doing these 2 modules that I left, and also apply for a job at the same time, because I was very confused at first. It was okay, am I gonna apply for a job and just work, leave? Because there was a point where I just felt like leaving school, forgetting about school for a moment, and just finding a job, making money for myself, because I felt like time is not on my side. When am I going to start saving money if I'm just always going to school and, you know, spending the money on school, like making my parents pay for school all the time? Next thing, I don't do well again and they must keep paying. So when I spoke to my dad about it, he just told me to just not worry. Obviously everything at the time wasn't going that well financially, but one thing about my parents is that they will always make a plan, especially when it comes to school. My dad was like, we will make a plan for you, bruh. School is important, so if you want to go to school and if you want to continue with your studies, you can do that, but also if you want to find a job, we can also help you do that. Okay, so then I decided, hi man, maybe let me just try doing both of these things. Let me try doing school, these 2 modules that I left, and also, you know, find a job. And then I spoke to my dad, told him, okay, this is what I'm deciding to do. I'm just gonna find a job. You know, if you know people who know people who own companies that need people like me to work there. And what I mean by people like me is I'm fresh from varsity. I don't want to say 0 experience. I do have some kind of experience, but working at Mr. Price doesn't give you enough experience for you to start working as a junior accountant and stuff like that, you understand? You don't just go there and say, yeah, I worked at Mr. Price for a month, festive and holidays while I was in varsity, and expect people to just give you a job or count that experience, really. Okay, sharp. So, you know, my dad has his garden service company. So what really helped me was the fact that my dad would sometimes ask me to like help him out with his work stuff, paperwork, do his invoices for him, and that he would send out to his client, help him out with stuff like that. So I think that also kind of gave me some experience, because I was actually helping him out for quite a number of years without even realizing, you know what, I'm actually gaining some experience for working for my dad. So I wasn't really getting paid, you know, obviously by my dad, because I would just be like, let me help you out. This is a family company, so I'm not going to make you pay for just helping you out with invoices and stuff like that, because this is something that I also went to school. So yeah, man, let me just help you out. But then one thing I realized, guys, put everything that you do in your CV. So I was like, no, I'll help my dad out with this. So now I know how to do invoices, how to invoice customers, stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm putting this in my CV. Put it in my CV, updated my CV, added Wuti. I did invoicing for a certain company, put my dad's company name on there, and it actually did help out, because now it's literally what I'm doing at work, like almost every single day, sending out invoices. Okay, so how I found the job that I found is actually also through my dad. So yeah, my dad does have quite a number of connections, which he also got from the people that he works for. So he obviously has clients that he does gardens for. So my dad owns a garden service company, so he obviously does gardens for my clients and stuff like that. He also started very small, but he grew with time, and so I'm always inspired by that man. I'm just always inspired, you know, because I know exactly where he comes from and where he is now, and how he got to where he is now. So sharp, he spoke to a lot of his clients. He told me because he has clients that own, you know, some companies that he knows, and he spoke to them, and you know, got me some email addresses of people I can talk to, people I can inquire with about getting this job, you know, and just apply. And he was actually very helpful, because I think within a week, of talking to a few of his clients, I actually got, like, I think it was 2 emails that I got back. So I got emailed back within a week, and they were asking me for my matric certificates, you know, all the documents that they asked for. So ID copies, copy of your degree, what degree did you do, where you studied, sharp. Then I got asked for an interview. This was all, guys, within a week. I got asked for an interview, went for the interview, everything went well, and then I got the job. I was literally so scared to go work for the first time, guys, because even though I have worked before, go Mr. Prize and all those things, like I said, it's not the same. I'm now going to work in a company that is owned by someone, and all those things that you learned in school are now being applied practically, and you can't just make a mistake with handling people's money or things like that. But the job that I have now, I really love the job, but at the same time, I'm obviously not going to be here forever, but I have to say that I'm very happy of the place where I'm currently working. I'm happy with where I am in my life at the moment. Also, what's very interesting, where I work right now, I'm also like the youngest employee that they have. It's a group of companies, so it's like 3 companies that are owned by the same person. They always say that I'm the baby of the company. That's okay. And so I think at first they were very worried. Oh my gosh, she's so young, she's fresh from varsity, she doesn't have much experience. How is she gonna get this job? How is she gonna do when she does get the job? And they were very worried. So they got someone to obviously train me, but that person trained me for, how long was that? I think the person trained me for like a month before she left. So she trained me for a month, but then before the end of that month, I was already like into it, like literally getting straight into it.
Anywho, guys, I talk so much, I'm so tired.
So yeah, I got the job and I've been working there. I've been working there for 5 months now. Is it 5 months? Yeah. I think it's 5 months now, and yeah, everything is going well at the moment. And I'm obviously not gonna tell you guys how much I earn. That's just very private. But you know, money is never enough. You can never really say, see, I earn enough money now, and no. But it is enough to kind of pay my bills. You know, I pay for my rent, I'm paying my fees for those 2 modules that I failed, and I'm probably going to continue paying for my fees next year when I do my CT. And when it comes to modeling, I am a model. I am signed under an agency, but I haven't really had time to take part in most of the gigs that I get due to work and the workload that I get from school as well. So I also still am a model. I still am into modeling, and the modeling industry is also quite a lot. I am not going to lie. It is quite a lot, because you have to keep up with what's going on now. You have to keep up with the trends. You have to keep up with literally everything. So I am signed under an agency, but also at the same time, I feel like being signed under an agency, it is a good thing, because they do get the jobs for you. So this is how being signed under an agency works.
You have an agent. So you are the model, this is the agent, this is the job. So this agent basically finds jobs for you. So maybe they'll tell you McDonald's is looking for people like to do an ad and stuff. So McDonald's will basically be communicating with the agent. Then the agent will communicate with you about the job. Yeah, well, do you fit the description of the job? So they basically get you the job, but the problem is that once you get paid, there's a certain percentage that they take from your money, because it is an agent. They got the job for you, so they should obviously get something out of it. So that's how agencies work.
To be very honest, I'm not very happy with the whole having an agency thing at the moment, but I do feel like at some point in my life I will be ready as a model to just, you know, do things by myself and be my own manager, be my own agent someday. But yeah, just being a model and also working and schooling is kind of a lot sometimes, but gotta do what you gotta do.
One thing about me is that I'm a go-getter. I am a go-getter. I just go for every opportunity that I see fit. I go for it, and if I see that this will get me somewhere, I definitely always go for it. And if it doesn't get me to where I was hoping that it would, then that's also fine. I give it some time, and then if I just also see that this is not for me, then it's just not for me. But it takes a lot for me to say that something's not for me after having, after having pursued it. I don't really give up easily, and I just love that about myself. I'm very, 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 what's the word?
Ambitious is the word. Yes, I'm very ambitious, and I always just go for what I want. That's one thing that I really love and respect about myself, is that I will never think of myself as not being capable. I will never think of myself as not being great enough or not being enough to do something. Yeah, literally I will go for every single opportunity. Sometimes I even laugh at myself because I'm always going for everything. I registered a company as well last year. It hasn't started operating as yet, but I'm very proud. I'm always proud for every single step that I take. So registering the company for me was a big deal, so I did go out and celebrate for that as well. I am in the process of starting, the company. It will take time, of course, and it also will take money. So I am also in the process of saving up for that, saving up for my company. And once everything is ready, I will post and obviously share some more information with you guys as soon as everything is ready. But I'm very proud of myself for having to start a company and literally thinking of starting a company at 21, because I remember last year, it was literally after graduation when I decided it's okay, let me start something for myself. Even if I decide to find a job, which I have now, I also want to have something that I can, something that's mine. Hopefully everything goes well with my company. I know that it will go well as long as I put in the effort, put in the work, because obviously you can't expect everything to go well if you don't put in the work, you get. So I hope my company will be successful. And I've also been speaking to my dad, asking him to give me some advice in terms of the company, what to do, which route to go, because he also has a lot of experience in that as well. I always go to my parents. I always go to my parents for some advice regarding school, jobs, starting a company, being successful and all of that, because they've also really come a long way, and they're still going a long way also.
This video was not only meant to motivate myself, but also to motivate those who just really think, it's over, because of COVID and everything going on. It's always best to just keep moving and keep pushing, and just believe in yourself. And I'm not where I want to be in my life right now. I'm not where I want to be in my life right now, but at the same time, I am in that road that will get me to where I want to be. Oh my god, I sound like a motivational speaker.
I want to be able to afford stuff that I want, stuff that I need. I want to be able to provide for myself, because I like things. I like good things. I like nice things. You understand? And so I just want to be able to fund that kind of lifestyle that I want. You get. Yeah, guys, don't let anyone tell you that it's not about money.
It is about money, okay? It is about money. Money is very important. So don't let anyone tell you it's just not about money. You must go for what you want, go for what you like. Passion comes first. Passion does come first, but money comes before first, if that makes sense.
And also, one of the reasons that I'm working very hard for my future is because, guys, I want a lot of kids. Like I want to have a house full of kids. Like minimum number of kids I want is 5. My mom is 5 kids, so minimum number of babies that I want is 5. Nothing less than 5 kids, guys. I want a lot of kids, okay? And in order to have a lot of kids, you gotta be prepared for them financially as well. You understand? Kids are a lot of money, guys. Kids are a lot of money, and so that's why I work very hard. I'm working for my future babies. And my parents even know. I always tell my mom, I want a lot of kids, so I really need to work so hard to be able to provide for those kids, because then what's the point of having so many kids and the next thing I can't afford to give them everything that they want, or I can't afford to give them the world. That would just be the worst. And that's it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you haven't already. Please comment, and if you do have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below.
If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. That would be very nice of you to subscribe to my channel, please.
Please be sure to follow me on my socials. I will leave the links to all my social media accounts in the description box, so you guys can go check them out there. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Please be sure to turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.
I love all of you guys. I'm sure you guys know that by now. But thank you, and see you all in my next video.